how's it going? So I decided to go live today. Surprise. I know I'm going to give a couple of people a chance to get on. And so this is Surprise Saturday, and I am streaming live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X today. So give you guys a few minutes to get on. I know it's Saturday, but everybody always says that you work a lot, and I know I do. But Saturdays are me day, and I'm a little behind on my live streams and a lot of my marketing videos. So I've been busy at work today and really excited to finish this live stream and call it a day. So I'll be back in a second. And while you guys are waiting, I always want to tell people on my live streams, a lot of the information that I talk about comes from inspiration from what other people are going through. And then I always talk about information from my book. So if you want to follow me and learn a lot about these effective marketing strategies and social media training, you definitely want to get onto Amazon and iTunes, Goodreads. There's so many. Be right back. Hello. And since we are live, don't forget, if we are live, you can see all the comments that I definitely will respond if I do see them. All right. So today we're going to be talking about something I saw. Again, I always talk about things that I see out there on social media or conversations that I have with people. And then I decide to come on here and talk about information from my book. And if the best way is to follow along, because I know there are a lot of people that like to write notes in the margins for this. But today we are going to be talking about getting out of your comfort zone. You know, everybody asks me, how easy it is to get in front of the camera, and that they get really nervous getting in front of the camera or recording themselves. And it happens to the best of us. Trust me, y'all. It's not something that, some people are just born to get in front of the camera and talk and not really care about if they, have bloopers. I'm one of those people. I think it's mainly because I just want people to know who I am. And for those who may not know, I am the president and CEO of Ruby Red Media. We are a top-ranked marketing and PR agency based in Phoenix. However, I do work with a lot of industry professionals all across the country. I mean, right now, I think I've served at least 18 states here in the US alone. So I think that speaks volumes when we talk about the type of industries that I work with and the people that I work with. The one question I always get is, how do I do it? How am I so comfortable in front of the camera? But the thing is I'm not as comfortable as everybody thinks I am. I was an athlete, a really short story. I was an athlete, and I was a high school girls basketball coach. And every night before I went live, or every morning before I played in a game, or before I coached for that matter, I got really nervous. And it's that nervous energy. It's not that you have this anxiety of like, oh my God, I'm going to be playing in front of hundreds of people. It's the excitement that you get to play, and it's excitement that you want to do good. It's the excitement that you want to score the most points, or play the best game that you can do, or coach the best, game that you can coach. And professionally, it's no different. We have this nervous energy, and it's our comfort zone. It speaks to us. So I wanted to just drop in a few tidbits today. Maybe y'all are watching, maybe you guys are by the pool or just out and about, but I hope you do catch it a little bit later if you're not watching live. And we're going to go over, and what I do here is I do read a couple things from the book, because I do want you to kind of understand where I was coming from when I was writing the book. And a lot of the times, when I started developing my own personal brand within the brand of the agency as a marketing agency, I wanted to share how my journey was kind of a roller coaster. I went through all these phases. And partly it's just about building the confidence. And this is where we kind of break, we break down, right when that red light or blue light goes on and we're live, we're like, oh my God, I forgot everything I'm about to say. And I know it happens, trust me. I was filming earlier today. And by the way, if you guys, you have to check out my Instagram, because this is something that will make sense, because I did a reel this morning, and this is what happens when I'm getting ready to film. So if you have a chance, make sure you guys check out my Instagram. It's Melissa Swader AZ. And I always share marketing, branding tips, and social media tips. And I have a lot of news on that page. So check out my Instagram page. But, and that was about what happens, what I do when I get ready to film and the things that I go through. And okay, I don't know if we're still here or not, but maybe we're still here. So anyway, I was just talking about page 21 in chapter 2, and that's breaking out of your comfort zone. And I just wanted to talk about a few things to maybe help you understand these stages, because the conversations I have from men and women is that they just don't have the confidence to get in front of the camera. And this is not about getting in front of the camera. This is just in general. This is an overall business. And that there are 3 stages. It's your fear zone, your learning zone, and then you jump into your comfort zone. And I wanted to show you this. So you can see. And we do go through these stages of being scared to do something that we're uncomfortable with. This is a natural occurrence for everybody. This is not just about social media. This is generally a phobia people have of kind of letting their guard down, or making sure that they are comfortable in a space. And it could be a room, it could be a meeting, it could be meeting someone for the first time. It really doesn't matter. But I just wanted to read something to you, just so you understand where I was coming from. And it just says, it can be terrifying to do something you have never done before. Fear is the natural part and essential part of your growth. Every time you consciously step outside of your comfort zone, the next step will start to become easier. So in short, the more that you do it, the better it gets. And this is what happens when we step out of this fear zone. We keep trying to do these things that we're not so comfortable. And it's not like, for someone who wants to film on camera, for example, it's not that I expect you to put together an entire live stream and go live and speak for 20 minutes without not being perfect, because we're not perfect. And as you know, that's a big example of what just happened. I had technical difficulties because my Wi-Fi is not that good. And thank you, Cox Communications. Sorry, I had to throw them out because this happens a lot. But I definitely feel like if you get through this fear zone, you will start to slowly progress into this learning zone. And in the learning zone, you're going to stay there for quite some time, because once you get comfortable doing things that you've never done before, for example, maybe you've never presented before and your employer gives you a chance to present, and you're nervous because you feel like everyone's watching you. Well, once you get past the smaller meeting and then you do another meeting, and then you get comfortable and kind of expecting what kind of questions that might be asked of you, it becomes a little easier because you're a little bit more prepared for something like that, right? Well, it's the same thing when you get in front of a camera. It's not like anything can go, typically everything goes wrong when it comes to technology. You know, sometimes the camera drops. Honestly, it's happened. Sometimes you notice that, the Wi-Fi, goes out and then it comes on and then you lose your viewers, which happens quite often. And that's okay. But that's nothing that we can control, right? So just move forward. And if you don't know the answer in a meeting, for example, and that's what you're worried about, the simple thing to do is just respond, with a very scripted response that you've already practiced. I don't know that information right offhand, but I will get your information after the meeting, and I will definitely look this up and get that information back to you as soon as I can. And they're grateful the fact that you would go to them individually and say, hey, I'm going to do the extra work and I'm going to look up the information for you. Well, the same thing goes for if you're filming, or recording on social media. If I have live comments on my live streams and I don't know the answers to them right away, sometimes I get the most bizarre questions and I don't know the answers right away because I do have to look up some information. I might be an expert at marketing, but I'm not a genius. I don't know every single thing there is to know about marketing, and that's okay. Because as professionals, we're always learning. We're kind of always evolving. Our education continues and continues, and technology is more advanced. And the more that technology changes, we have to learn. So I'm no different than anyone else. It just happens to be that I do this 24/7. I literally do this in my sleep. So it comes a lot easier for me. But remember, I've been doing this for, 15 years. As long as social media has been around, I've been on social media. But I've owned my agency for 25 years. So you can never compare what you see somebody else doing. Remember that. Don't psych yourself out watching somebody else do it and then put that pressure on yourself when you go to do what you think you want to do like them. That it doesn't work that way. Be you, be authentic to you. And if it makes you feel better saying in the beginning, hey guys, I'll give you an example. Hey guys, this is my first live stream ever, so you must bear with me today. I might fumble my words. I might have technical difficulties. So I'm preparing you ahead of time, and just bear with me, and I appreciate you for being here. Something as simple as something personal to let them know that you're human will take that edge off of you, because you've just released a lot of pressure on yourself by already conceding that it's your first live stream and it's okay. So, the other thing I have in here, there are 6 stages. I actually kind of wrote in here a lot of different stages. And this is why I want you to make sure you check out the book, because while we're going over all these live streams, it's really great for you to take notes in there, or I might reference back to my Instagram training that has actual real examples. Or I'm sorry, I'm like, what am I doing here? Okay, sorry. See, technical difficulties. I speak and manage my platform at the same time. So I'm just a all one in, one-stop shop here. Two things that I wanted to point out before I go, and that is switching up your routine. And what I mean by that is practice. So instead of going live or doing something that you've never done before, practice first, switch it up. Find different ways to approach. So like for the example I just gave you on a live stream, I already told you that to concede already in the beginning, if you're really nervous, just let your viewers know that you're really nervous and that it's your first live stream. By just letting people know in advance, is easier than for yourself not to take on that pressure. The second thing is switch it up. Maybe you start talking, 5 minutes into it and just say, and by the way, guys, I don't know how I'm doing, but I would really love for you to comment and let me know how I'm doing, because I have to confess, this is my first live stream ever. And I was really nervous coming into here in the room. So I'm hoping that you guys are all enjoying the information. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. There's ways to convey that information. And when you start getting feedback, your confidence starts building. And this is where we start getting into this learning zone. And I wanted to show this again. So here we start with, we're really worried how people are going to react, right? But then we get into this learning here where most people are. Most people are still in this learning zone. But when you get comfortable and you really build the confidence and you keep practicing, then you start getting into this growth zone. Does this mean that you're perfect and that you're ready to be, do TED Talks or, be a keynote speaker? No. Does this mean that you're fully confident and that you don't get nervous or you don't have that adrenaline before you're speaking or before you're entering a meeting? No. And it's okay. So, but there's a lot of information and techniques on how you can get over these fears. And I will say this is even today, for example, I was like sitting here trying to get this set up. Now, if you were on my Women in Commercial Real Estate call on a couple Thursdays ago, I had to turn and share my screen and I couldn't even figure out how to get sound on for my own screen. And I had people trying to help me, and finally I got it done. I swear, you think that because I'm on social media 24/7, you think that I would know IT or have like the best technical savvy like mindset? No, I am the worst, and I admit it. But good thing is that you kind of adapt to things and then you fix them. And here I am. I got it resolved in a matter of a second, and my Wi-Fi came back, and I got my camera working and my sound working. So here we are. So once again, I just wanted to drop in a couple things just to also share with you one thing. When I was writing my book, the one thing that I had been asked is if I was coming out with an audiobook. And I did want to share that I do have an audiobook. And this is what my studio looked like. It was so fun. There I am. I can't see. There I am. And my engineer was in the back. He was kind of in this back area behind the glass. And that was a lot of fun. But I'll tell you, it was so nerve-wracking. I've never recorded anything, so putting on my headsets and getting in this studio, this soundproof studio, and me reading my own book, that was amazing. So I always recommend you buying the paperback because you get to write notes in there. You get to reference back to my Instagram. But if you like to listen or, you're driving a lot of places and you like podcasts, I definitely check out my audiobook because it is available on iTunes and Audible. So please check it out. If there's any questions and you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. And as always, I'm here to answer any questions on social media. You can DM me on LinkedIn, YouTube. You can comment on YouTube. You can check it out on X. Of course, I'll always reply on X and Instagram, of course. Melissa Swader AZ is my handle for almost everything. So you can find me. So I hope you learned a little bit about your comfort zone and learning it's okay not to be okay. You're going to go through that fear zone. Get confident, practice, keep doing it. Don't worry about what people think. Just try to impress yourself and know that you're making the effort. Remember, there are people that are not making the effort. The fact that you're still trying to get out of that comfort zone and you're stepping into that fear zone, you're one step ahead of everybody else. And when you start building that confidence and you get into that learning zone, which is like 80% of the people, they're still learning, they're still perfecting, they're still trying to find their niche or how, the best way or the most efficient way to do something. So we're all kind of in this bubble. And then you get into that growth zone and you're just like, I'm ready to go. I'm confident. I'm going to try new things. And then you start adding a little at a time. And then you should be proud of yourself. So remember, everybody starts at day one, but how you decide and what you actions and the initiatives that you take is where your journey will go. So think about that. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream today. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. Facebook, Melissa Swader AZ. And I will catch you next time. So happy Saturday, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I'll do this again for you so you can see rubyredmediallc.com or melissaswader.com. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.